Hey, Eric, with this, I can't say playoff run to Brian Flores players, but with you guys knowing what's at stake in the final 3 games, I mean, with all these injuries mounted, what do you tell the team about these December games?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the league, right? Everybody gets injured, especially towards December. Because, I mean, what is this, like our, I don't know, 12th, 13th game? I mean, stuff happens. So just regardless, the only thing you can tell is, like, hey, people got to step up because, I mean, these last 3 games, really the whole month of December is crucial.
Adam?
Yeah, you talked about the importance of this week. For you personally, the significance of facing the Patriots. I don't know if you know this, but if you win on Sunday, they're eliminated from the playoff contention for the first time since 2008. Your thoughts on having this kind of critical game against a team that you know very well?
Yeah, I mean, it's critical games on both sides. They're trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. At the end of the day, we're trying to keep our playoff hopes alive too. I mean, if we lose these last 3, I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll be out. We'll be 8-8. So this is a big game for both of us. And then not just that, it's a division game too. So, those are always just that little bit, adds a little more up into it.
Travis?
Hey, Eric, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, the 2 years you've been here, last season you saw plenty of weekly changes to the lineup and guys stepping up and still producing. And then yesterday you go into a game with plenty of guys nicked up and exiting the game mid-game, and you guys are still able to stay competitive. I'm wondering, what's that common thread that allows a team to be able to continuously replace guys that go out of the game and still get production out of the guys that come into the game?
It's just the message of, I mean, Flo's been preaching this since, I mean, even in the off-season virtual meetings that, if one guy goes down, then this guy has to take advantage of this opportunity. And so when we have guys go down, especially like last game, and I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, it's against one of the best teams in the AFC. I mean, guys stepped up and they made plays. Devontae went down and Mac stepped up, and then, Bobby went down and, Kayvon and Clayton, they stepped into the role. So I mean, that's kind of that's the kind of team you need to to have that type of depth and like to build throughout the season. Because I mean, not that you want to say, but not all 11 guys that start in August are going to be still playing in December. Injuries, stuff happens.
Al?
Hey, Eric. 2 questions I'd like to point your way. One is just the significance for you of getting an interception against Mahomes. That's number 1. And number 2, you've had a lot of experience on the Dolphins-Patriots rivalry. Most of the time it's been where other teams are trying to play spoiler toward your team at this time of year. And what is it like when you play a team that's in that kind of position?
Yeah, for the first question, I feel like every interception is pretty significant because they're not easy to come by. I mean, not everybody's like X, you can get 1 each game. So any interception that comes by me is pretty up there. It's high up there on me. But as for, this Patriots rival, like the spoiler, like, yeah, because usually in the past, when I was with the Patriots, it's the Dolphins trying to, spoil, our season. But I guess now, I guess the tides have turned and, they're going to try to wreck our season. Like, but at the end of the day, like, honestly, like, that's not something that we think about. We just really think about, getting our job done, executing and winning. I mean, that's just the main thing. So, revenge game, all that stuff, like, that's cool. But all we think about is, specifically me, like, all right, how am I going to shut this tight end down? Like, that's all I can think about week to week.
Eric, I know you didn't play in the opener, but how different would you say the Dolphins defense is now from the beginning of the season? Team had a lot of trouble with the Patriots in that first game. How different is it now other than having Eric Rowe in the lineup?
Yeah, we're a lot different than the team in September. I mean, what you should be, right? I mean, they're a lot different team than who they were in September. How us as a defense, we were still trying to come together. We only had training camp, a couple weeks of practice, no game reps. And then now till today, I mean, you kind of see how we're doing as a defense. We're all playing a lot of energy. We're getting a lot, turnover each game. Trying to make some, making stops. So, but also, I mean, they're different too. So we'll have to see on Sunday. But I mean, as us as defense, we made some huge strides.
All right, we got time for a couple more. Alan?
Good afternoon, Eric. So I wanted to ask you how closely, now that we're in December and the playoff race is so tight, do you keep tabs on scores around the league? And in that vein, whether you're planning on watching the Baltimore-Cleveland game tonight, which obviously has ramifications for you guys.
Yeah, things get closer. I mean, a couple of like me, I'll keep an eye like last night with the Bills, for the division, but then they end up winning. I was like, but nothing like, we need to sit here and focus on this game. But I mean, any primetime game I really watch. So honestly, I didn't even know until probably y'all told me that this Baltimore game has an effect on us. I was like, I was gonna watch the game because Cleveland's been balling, and then you got Lamar Jackson, so I was gonna watch it for that. But not to say so. Yeah, I hope they lose, but all I know is we gotta get ready for the Patriots, though.
All right, last one, Adam.
Eric, I was wondering what, if anything, you told your teammates about yesterday about lessons learned from a game like that. I mean, obviously you've been on the wrong end of some results that were probably tough to handle and impactful. What was your message to your guys?
Sorry, my thing kind of broke. What was the question?
Yeah, I mean, just what kind of message do you have your teammates after yesterday, after a game that obviously you fell just short, but it showed the mettle of the team and how far you've come.
Yeah, just I think we all kind of understood, we were in the game. Take a couple, we can really count 3 or 4 plays, at least defensively, and I think we had a better shot of winning. But at the end of the day, hey, we were in it. Obviously, the best team in the AFC. With us getting injured, and I mean, we went through 3 running backs. We lost them from the jump. Devontae injured, Bobby goes down. So I mean, to have that type of competitiveness with guys going down, with things kind of going against us, it shows, kind of shows something in the team. And the fact that we didn't quit. I mean, we could have quit when it was 30-10 and kind of hung the towel, but we just kept fighting. So I feel like that's good signs and good keys, of a team.
Hey, Bake, I asked Coach Flo about you earlier today, and he said one of the things that you did in this game was kind of take on a different role where you did more pass rushing. Obviously, that worked out well. How much do you enjoy when you get the opportunity to stand up on the edge and sack the guy for a 30-yard loss?
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. It's fun. It's different. It's football, so anything I can do football related, I love to do it. And it's a little new to me, but I definitely have fun out there.
Adam?
2-part question. 1, have you ever had a 30-yard sack before? And part 2 is, did you need oxygen after that play?
No, I never had a 30-yard sack or nothing like that. No, I didn't need oxygen either. It was 3rd down, so got off the field and I was good.
Omar?
I want to ask you about, because this has been very curious for me. In the previous 4 games, you averaged 36 snaps on defense, and then you played 61. What was going on? Were you practicing poorly? Was it just a role? Why were you playing so little during that stretch?
It's a game plan thing. That's really all it is. It's game plan. Certain game plans I'm not asked to do as much. So, for me, whenever I'm out there and I get the opportunity to play out there, I kind of just, take advantage of it. So, this game I got more snaps. So, whatever coach feel like he want me out there, I'm just going to go out there and do what I have to do.
Hal?
All right, Jerome, 30-yard sack. What was the best reaction you got? Was it from your mom? Somebody had to give you a pretty good reaction to that.
I think for me, like just hearing, my teammates talk about it, that's pretty cool to me. Kyle called me after the game. I talked to him. It's really just that. Just hearing from your teammates, it means a little bit more. So I always appreciate that.
Travis?
Hey, Jerome, I want to go back to Joe's question off the top about rushing the passer a little more. You mentioned the game plan specific role you had as far as a pass rusher. I'm curious how that changes the week of work for you when, Kyle and Landon are on the injury report as questionable, and then you find out that you're going to be playing more and have that more adjusted role like Coach Flores had mentioned today. Does that add like a challenge to or an element of a challenge to the week for you, or is it just kind of business as usual?
I'll say it's business as usual. I'm actually do a lot of things. If it's covering running backs, if it's playing in the middle of the field, if it's pass rush, whatever it is. I've been actually doing so much, my time here in Miami. So I'm kind of used to it. When they throw something at me, I kind of take it as, they trust me to do it, and I go out there and perform and do it.
We got time for a couple more, Adam.
First time you guys played the Patriots this year, there were some issues with the run defense. I think they had over 200 yards rushing. Cam had 75. Since then, it's been much better as a team. What has changed? What has gotten better? What personally have you done better? And how big of a challenge is that ground attack this week?
I think what changed is, we just communicate better. We take pride in making sure teams don't run on us. So I think that's the main thing is we had extra meetings, just with players. We did pretty much all we can just to, get that under control. And this week is going to be a big challenge. This week's going to be a big challenge, but it's definitely going to work out.
All right, last one, Joe.
Jake, another thing that Flo said earlier today, which I didn't know, I probably should have known. He's also the signal caller. Can you tell me what goes into being the signal caller for the defense and what kind of responsibility that is for you at this point in your career?
First is a lot of communication. You have to communicate with the back end. You got to communicate with the D-line. You got to be in constant communication throughout the play. Last year I got quite a bit of doing that, so I had a little bit of experience. So now this year it's not a big problem. It's not a big thing. So I kind of just just do what I have to do and communicate just to make sure, we all on the same page as the defense.
Hey, Lynn, it's good to see you. Hey, I hope you can hear me.
I can.
Okay, perfect. Hey, I read a story that when you were playing quarterback that you like to watch a film of Lamar Jackson, who's a local guy for us down here in South Florida. Now, I know you're not playing quarterback anymore, but are there moves that he made or can make that you have, enjoyed trying to kind of incorporate to your moves on the field?
Lamar, he's a good player. He could be a great player in the league. Me and him, we had this similar playing style coming out of high school. I was a quarterback in high school. He was too. So, I felt it was some similarities between me and him. And, when I moved to quarterback in Kentucky, I'm like, why not watch him? Because, it was basically a spitting image of me. So just took some pointers from there and ran with him.
Cam?
Hey, Lynn, you talk about the positions you played. Obviously, you played receiver and quarterback in college. I know the Raiders tried you out, tried to make you a running back early on. I guess two-parter. One, were you surprised they tried to make you a running back? And two, do you feel more comfortable now playing receiver?
Can't live in the past. Can't worry about the past. So I'm saying everything happened for a reason. I'm a Dolphin now. I don't. Without answering your question, I'm a Dolphin now. I ain't worried about that. And to answer your second part, I do feel good to play receiver.
Adam?
Well, let me ask you about the present there, then, Lynn. You watched as a bunch of your teammates got hurt yesterday. What was that experience like for you? How many different positions did you have to play yesterday to fill in? And if you're asked to do it again this weekend, what kind of challenge is it?
It's a challenge, obviously just being in the NFL. But, from day one since I got here, the coaches, they implemented, just don't learn one position, learn them all. So, when things took place like that in the game yesterday, we all were ready just to go in and fill in where we needed to be in. It was stuff like that we prepared for, the extra walkthroughs coach gave us, and and just it goes a lot of stuff that you guys really don't see, that how we prepare, to keep us ready for stuff like that. So.
Hal?
So, Lynn, sticking with yesterday, you came out of it with 7 for 82. I know you didn't get the win, which was the most important thing, but how did you feel about the way you played, and does it give you that much more confidence if you're in a key role again this Sunday against New England?
Really no feeling away about the way I played, because ultimately we didn't win the game. So I could have went 10 catches for 500 yards and we lost. It don't matter how I played. It's at the end of the day, I want to win. If I don't have any stats and we win, I'm okay with that. So just having stats and losing is not something I'm really high on, because I don't like losing. And the stats gonna be the stats, whatever they may be, but really focus on this week. And short turnaround, but I'm already looking at this Sunday coming up, and I'm preparing my mind for that.
Omar?
Okay. I want to ask you, I'm looking up your information back when you were a high school prospect. Did you always want to be a receiver, or did you want to play quarterback in the college level? And then what made you move to receiver before you were asked to move back to quarterback?
I really think I wanted to be a quarterback. It was no question about it. But, I probably let some people, downplay me and tell me what I was going to play instead of where my heart was at. I listened to them. It worked out for the best. It got me this far, but I really wanted to play quarterback, but things worked out on the other hand at receiver for me, and I really just ran with it.
Cam?
I guess piggybacking off that, it looked like Chan had a couple plays in the playbook yesterday for you to be a quarterback. What was that like for those couple plays to, be back there in that role?
Felt good. I really don't know what y'all want me to say about it. I'm here. They brought me here for a reason, and without really saying too much, it's just I'm gonna keep doing what I got to do to prepare and be ready for my name to be called, and we just gonna run with it from there. No pressure, no nothing. Just one step at a time and look forward.
Lynn, does your background as a quarterback help you as a receiver, and if so, how?
Definitely. Just having both sides of a history. I get to read the coverage faster than most people do, even when they try to disguise it. Just everything started to slow down for me. Because I had it from both sides, the receiver and the quarterback.
We're going to take 2 more, Joe.
Hey, Lynn, I like that you can get open, that it looks like you're not afraid to catch the ball when you're about to get hit, and make a guy miss. Those are all attributes that really fit well for a slot receiver. Have you studied any slot receiver or another guy who you think, I can do some of that stuff?
DeAnthony Thomas, when he was in college, him and Marcus Mariota was my favorite 2 players when I was a young kid, and they was in college. And, I still watch him, sometimes Tavon Austin. I had Randall Cobb to watch when I was at Kentucky. So, you know, and I still watch some people around the league, you know, even some college players, you know, just to see how I can implement some things that they do into my game. So there's always room for improvement.
Last one, Adam.
Yeah, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, Lynn, but a couple of months ago when you weren't playing as much, you wrote on Twitter that, you know, maybe at some level you're a little wistful about your time in college and wondering if you made the right decision to go pro. What were you thinking about that time, and has your thinking on that changed?
I mean, it changed, but like I gotta put this out there just to be 100% clear. When I tweeted that, it was nothing about football. It wasn't nothing wrong, like I said in the tweet. You know, it was something I was thinking about. I was talking to the guys at the moment, you know, and it was more of the education for me than the football. You know, I feel like I probably could have put more into the classroom my junior year than I did, and you know, I mean, it's always time to go back to get my education, but at that time, that's what that was about. It was never about, you know, not playing, you know, because I knew what it was when I got here. You know, you just don't come here and get the playing time right away. You got to compete on every level, you know. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing from day in, day out.